Stress. Stress is the putting relative emphasis to a certain syllable of a word or to a certain word in a phrase or sentences. In words, the stress falls on the vowel sounds, which is affected by the articulation of vowels sounds such as a length and pitch. However, for visual presentations, in this book, stress is bold and presented in the capital letters. The stressing of the syllables in a word or within a sentence usually follows certain rules. About stress. In the language, it is important as it can completely change the meaning of a word or a sentence. Word stress. In English, not all syllables are pronounced with the same degree or force. The syllables with the most emphasis is called stress syllable. For example, in the word amazing, the second syllable is stress, so we pronounce it a amazing. Second sentence is the sentence stress. In a sentence stress, not all words are pronounced with the same amount of emphasis either. Some words like contents word, such as noun, main verbs, adverbs, and adjectives, usually stress, while function words, preposition, pronouns, auxiliary verbs, conjunctions, and determiners usually not stress. For example, in the sentence, she is going to a market. The word market is stress. Number three is the primary and secondary stress. Some words have more than one stress. The strongest stress is called primary stress, and the weaker stress is called the secondary stress. For examples in the word understanding, the primary stress is on the third syllable, and the secondary stress is on the first syllable. Is, an, there, standing. Number four is the stress and world class. Sometimes the stress position can change according to the word class. For example, the word record can be noun or verb, and the stress position changes accordingly. As a noun, the stress is on the first syllable record; as a verb, and the stress on the second syllable record. Rules and stressing syllabic stress. Monosyllabic stress. The rules in syllabic stressing vary in the number of syllables a word has. Monosyllabic stress is applied in words that are said in isolation. This includes the examples what, there, see, no, look, hi, wow, so, hello. Monosyllabic words, which are words with only one syllable, are pretty straightforward when it comes to stress because there is only one syllable to stress. But when these words are used in isolation or explanation, the way they are pronounced can convey different emotions or emphasis. For instance, if you say what with a lot of emphasis and a higher pitch, it might indicate surprise or disbelief. If you say no forcefully, it shows strong disagreement or refusal. The word wow, said with enthusiasm, indicates amazement or admiration. Similarly, there might be used to ask information about location, while look could be a command to draw someone's attention to a something, so could be used to ask further explanation or justification. The stress or emphasis you put on the word, along with your tone or voice, can really change the meaning and impact of what you're saying. Bisyllabic stress. For words that contains two syllables, bisyllabic stress is applied. The words present, factual, and seldom receive the primary stress on the first syllable, while the words reserve, explore, and esteem receive the primary stress on the second syllable. Stress in the two-syllable words can either fall on the first syllable or the second syllable. This is known as bisyllabic stress. Stress on the first syllable Many two-syllable in English have the primary stress in the first syllable. This is especially common in words where both syllables are of equal length. For example, in the word prism, the first syllable pris is stressed, while the second syllable m is not. The factual same rule applies to factual se and seldom. Stress on the second syllable. However, there are also many two-syllable words where the stress falls on the second syllable. This is often the case when the second syllable is longer or more complex than the first. For example, in the word reserve, the second syllable serve is stressed, not the first syllable re. The rules of stress in English are not always consistent and can be quite complex. There are many exceptions, and sometimes the stress can change depending on whether the word is being used as a noun, verb, adjective, or etc. Some nouns and adjectives that are bisyllabic receive the stress on the first syllable, although there are exceptions to these rules. Very few syllabic nouns and adjectives are stressed on the second syllable. Examples: samples, awesome, cartoon, perfect, purple, flawless. Many two-syllable nouns and adjectives have the stress on the first syllable. Number one example is the samples. Here, the first syllable sam is stressed and the second syllable pulse is not. This gives us samples, not samples. Number two is cartoon. Similarly, in this word, the first syllable car is stressed, making it cartoon, not cartoon. Number three is purple. Again, the first syllable per is stressed, so it's purple, not purple. Awesome. In this adjective, the first syllable o is stressed, so we say it awesome, not awesome. Perfect. Here, the first syllable per is stressed, giving us perfect, not perfect. Flawless. Lastly, in this word, the first syllable flow is stressed, making it flawless, not flawless. So, on all these words, the stress falls on the first syllable, which is a common pattern for two-syllable nouns and adjectives in English. On the contrary, when some bisyllabic words are used as verbs and prepositions, the stressing fall on the second syllable, although there are also exceptions to this rule. Only verbs and prepositions are stressed on the second syllable. For examples, relax, abide, accept, decide, among, against, permit, between. When it comes to two-syllable verbs and preposition, the English, the stress often falls on the second syllable. For example, the relax. The stress is on the second syllable, lax, so we called it relax, not relax. Number two is decide. Here, the stress falls on the second syllable, side, making it decide, not decide. Permit. In this word, the stress is on the second syllable, meet, so it's permit, not permit. Abide. Again, the stress falls on the second syllable, bide, making it abide, not abide. Number five is among. In this preposition, the stress is on the second syllable, mong, so we say it among, not among. Number six is between. Here the stress second syllable when, making it between, not between. Accept. In this word, the stress is on the second syllable sep, so it's accept, not accept. Against. Lastly, In this preposition, the stress is on the second syllable gains, making it against, not against. So, in all these words, the stress falls on the second syllable, which is a common pattern for two syllable verbs and prepositions in English.